Welcome back. What the fuck did you say while I came back in, huh? No. Pocket Schnau, thank you for following. Yes, we return to the party. Currently trained in on a young soldier overlooking the party with this strange, scared, undead individual crying out while being healed by Karan, mending his wounds, scared and confused in this situation. In a same but alternative way, this young boy, the crossbow trained on the party, has his own scared and confused nature about him, unsure of what he's witnessing at this time.
Mm-hmm. So
You see, even with the fear and confusion in his eyes, the crossbow is steady. His aim true on each of you as he passes over, as kind of like a one of you will get it if you try anything kind of thing, but this also kind of like processing that's happening.
Wait. Just putting my hands up.
So, since the depolymorph and the removal of the arrow, how long does that take? Like 5-10 minutes?
With the removal of the arrow?
Yeah, that was pretty quick, right?
It was less than 5 minutes, I'd say, probably altogether, in the time that you guys have been here trying to mend his wounds. I mean, you guys talked a little bit, so you're probably close to 5 minutes about that you've done that.
Okay, I'm gonna need this kid to make a wisdom saving throw, the DC 16.
Absolutely.
As I attempt to cast Modified Memory.
Perfect. What is the distance on that?
30 feet.
Okay, you're good. He did not succeed. Rolled a 5. He's a +1, so he's a 6.
You
see, he comes to holding the crossbow.
I need you to help me through this and not start laughing, all right, bud? So.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I never laugh, dude.
Okay.
I'm gonna immediately start to move the guy out of sight of the kid.
Mm-hmm. So, what the kid is going to remember seeing for the last 10 minutes. He was on the hunt, on the prowl. He thought he was really tracking something, but he was not prepared to come across this guy playing music in a magical forest orgy happening right in front of his very eyes. And this kid was just so taken aback. He just couldn't always keep looking, but it was kind of like a train wreck. And he's like, there's lots of arms, lots of elbows. I don't know what to do with myself. My mother raised me better. And he averts his eyes. And he feels so much shame, right? That he kind of was taking a little pixie, that he just has to leave. Every fiber in his being is just telling him to go. And
you just very softly hear him say, at first kind of out loud, and then he realizes, like, I don't even want them to notice, but he's just like, sorry, I was hunt. Okay. He turns. He starts to walk the other direction.
Oh, Martisan. Yes.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Yup.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
Everybody just make ooey noises.
Yes. Uh-huh.
3.
Almost.
And then once the kid is gone. So once he's thoroughly gone. Okay, you guys, I think I bought us some time. He thinks he walked in on a magical forest orgy, but we should probably fucking go.
I'm sorry. What? Right.
That was your first instinct? Okay. And he'll jump on the horse and probably help the undead guy onto his horse so he can put a cloak over him and just be like, just keep the hood up. You're going to be fine.
Okay. What was that? What was all that?
Well, apparently we just participated in a magical forest orgy.
You are an odd lot, all of you.
We've been called worse.
I just
It's never a
wait.
dull moment.
You'd be wise to keep your mind open around us.
Keep my mind right where it's at, I think.
And you're alive, and he's alive, so it's really the best possible outcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I feel like I'm in good hands. Appreciate it.
Alright, let's ride on. Hold on tight.
What's that?
Your skills in communication are unorthodox, but fun. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it really is the trademark of my people. I'm proud to represent.
Mating.
Sorry.
Mating is?
Yeah, orgies are the trademark of your people?
Well, it is now.
It's canon. Let's get
My
some.
dad will
It's
tell you
canon in
all
chat.
about it.
Makes sense why she
Really sounds
That
a
makes-
lot lower.
makes a lot of sense why she likes wood so much now.
What? Yes.
Oh,
I'm not into it, don't worry, Aurelia. I'm into it. It's okay.
I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Vines and bark excites me. Oh, no. We are on something this morning. And so the party travels on their very merry way to their destination, sweet Wafton. Along the way, I will say, just for sake of brevity, you now estimate that you are probably only a day's way away from Riv at this time. So if you want to coordinate exactly how you want to deal with passing through that town or passing around it, anything that you would like to do in that regard. It has been probably about 4 or 5 days that you guys have traveled at this point. So if you're concerned about supplies, let's actually have, just because I feel like we've if this is okay, this is DMing on the fly, baby. Let's go. If this sounds fair to you guys, because we've kind of taken it pretty arbitrary as far as how we deal with supplies and stuff like that. Do you want to incorporate chat in a way in that, to have them kind of a role how well you've rationed or kind of thing, and it's not going to affect a whole ton, but it's going to just kind of somewhat estimate exactly how much you guys have done. Does that make sense? Kind of.
I mean, that's ultimately your campaign.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck your guys' opinion, yeah? Just kidding. Oh no, responsibilities and more campus. I just like including chat, and I feel like that's something that's not super I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, it was so bad. You guys literally have no supplies. You have to you're starving. No, it's just like it's a little bit. You know, I like chat to affect
As
fate.
long as it's not like the time where chat had my actual fate in their
Yeah.
hands, and we got that one. So
Hi, Tony. Hey, Tony. Welcome. Do you want to roll for supplies? Not exclamation. Yeah, exclamation point D20. It's chat's survival check. It's a group. Okay. Yeah, you guys are looking pretty good. That ain't too bad. Good job. Good job. Oh, I said fucking Tony. Lanjo Ton. You literally swooped right in there. No, I'm kidding. That's okay. We're going to take yours. We're going to take yours. And woof. Yeah, we're going to take yours. Sorry, Tony. You about. We are going to take Lions. But yes, everybody, thank you for your rolls. That is. Yeah, you guys are looking pretty good as far as like supplies go. As far as rations or any kind of thing like that, or different things that you would need for your travels. Could maybe afford to pick up some more supplies for the horses themselves. Otherwise, it would be a little bit more time on the road as far as like scavenging food for them to eat more so than grasses. So. Yeah.
you know what would be super fun? And she's gonna trot up next to Cole. Is if we, like, on our way, maybe a bit, practiced our horse combat. And then she's gonna take her elbow and try to jam it into Cole's side.
Roll and attack for that. Let's see how that looks.
Cool being on a yak is gonna kind of look at her and then look down at the yak and then look at her.
Good. So like the size of the yak compared to the horse, and especially with Cole on it, with your horse, like just a normal sized horse, it ain't that big compared to the yak. You would be more like elbowing his leg, like his thigh, because he's like
Great.
stacked above just a bit.
Okay. Excellent. I rolled a whole. Is this like an unarmed strike?
Sure.
A 16.
I hit Cole. That doesn't hit Cole.
That is not hit.
It doesn't hit Cole. Yeah, and then you just kind of hit the yak. You miss, and then it just immediately kind of elbows the yak. The yak kind of just bumps over away and kind of like actually starts to slowly like take its course slightly to the right and like almost walk your horse off the road. Your horse kind of starts to as it kind of just very like a semi truck that's just like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna merge right now. Your horse starts wobbling.
Does the yak gain life from your soft massage punch?
Yeah, your negative massage punch. But I will say that if you guys want to kind of like get some of that practice, you never really attempted to do any kind of fighting. So I will say a lot of times, I think the only time that we've incorporated like horse fighting has been actually even that was just in the Zahath campaign. I included dexterity checks with the attack and the attack and / dismount of it. And I would just say that like you wouldn't have like disadvantage or anything like that on those kinds of things. So with some of that time, I would say that like you would be able to experience some of that stuff as far as like how to actually stay on the horse and fight versus dismounting into fight and just different like tactics and stuff like that with, you know, just using your own brains, not necessarily knowing true cavalier tactics, if that makes sense.
While they're practicing that, Asher's just going to turn to the dude behind him and just be like, if anything happens, I'm leaving, take over, hide the horse, get to safety. Because Asher has no want to fight on a horse.
Just a wolf riding a horse. Just stacked.
Cool will kind of look at her and be like,
Well, might be
beast is not really one for combat, and I'm not one for fighting on a beast, but I'll teach you the way I was taught in the tribe.
And he will grab his spear and flip it to the end and just kind of like push, push Bree off the horse. Dodge. And then just do like a non-lethal attack to try to push her off of the horse.
Yeah, she dies immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's dead.
She falls.
Roll a new character. Snaps her neck.
Just snaps her head off the horse. Man. Okay. So.
Cole, I have one more thing. Aurelia stands up on her saddle a la Dothraki and shoots an arrow at Cole and says, "Catch, Cole."
Which Cool proceeds to catch the arrow. Hold on, what do I have to
Are
roll?
we planning on joining a circus at some point? Because
Yeah.
I don't know what's actually going on.
Darn
know
it,
that
I
look-
think that we should, honestly. It's a good way to make money while traveling. Just saying. We are quite interesting people, and we have me, obviously. I'm talent.
I mean, people might pay us to have you stop singing, so there's that.
First of all, fuck you. Second of all, they pay to hear me again. You know, I know you haven't appreciated my music and my art, but like, I'm a professional, proper. You can see he's actually kind of like he is actually kind of like offended and kind of like frustrated, actually.
Rowan's gonna put his hand up in confusion because I'm sure he's towards the front and there's just chaos going on behind him. And hearing that, he's gonna say, "Well, I like your singing."
Thank you, Rowan.
Oh,
It
Marty.
truly means a lot to me. It's something I'm very passionate about, so
I really like your writing of your songs.
thank you. I'm passionate about that as well. I think words are a beautiful form of expression. They're a form of magic themselves. There's a reason that a lot of different spells in your little magic stuffs require words, right? They're powerful. They're powerful. Even the ones that you say that are intended to be, he's like looking right at Asher, that are intended to be daggers can truly be like daggers.
The moment he says daggers, just to have my cousins back, I need Martison to make an intelligence saving throw of 16.
The entire
It's
time.
another 5, so yeah, he failed.
In the meantime of that, can Cool grab, like, he's gonna catch the arrow that Aurelia shot at him and then like pretend to put it into his armpit and make it super like and then fall off the yak.
Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. Roll a dex saving throw with that. Not disadvantage like we just discussed. You but yeah, you could potentially take some damage. That's a high fall, and that's some big weight
With
hitting
a
that
pointy
hitting that ground.
object.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
It's
he got mind slivered.
20.
20. Okay. Yeah, no. You managed to land proper stunt style. Meanwhile, Marty, what's happening to Marty?
Mind sliver.
How
As
much-
soon as
just
he
arbitrary.
says daggers.
See?
Asher's gonna just
Asher, it
giggle and
hurts.
Marty, we're just messing with you.
I know. But
Then he's just
sometimes
gonna kinda like
I would appreciate
Punch him on the shoulder.
some seriousness. Sometimes. Most of the time not, but like, you know, I try to be supportive.
Well, you see, the last time we had to be super serious, Yumi and Rowan were about to be tortured, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
We
of
made the
which,
most
did
of
you
it.
get your workouts in while we were away?
You know, I didn't really make the time for it. I was very busy with the music, and I did a little here and there. You know, Celeste and I did some cardio.
No. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you know what? If that cardio is, yes.
yes,
I'm
Cole,
proud
they
of you.
went on runs while we were gone. That's exactly what
Yes,
that
we
means.
ran so far, so long and hard. We just ran and
That's fine. If you've run so far, then maybe you should have a cardio day yourself.
And he will literally like smack the back of the horse to buck Marty off of it.
You can walk the rest of the way to town.
I'm gonna roll an animal handling check for him. No, it was a 19, natural 19. It starts to, and he's like, whoa. And he like actually just like, it starts to like wrap himself around its neck a little bit and just kind of like gently scratches its chin, and it kind of calms back down. And then at this point it's like, fuck the yak. And all the horses are just keeping their distance from the yak at this point.
Holson,
Mm-hmm.
you remember the creature I sent you? The cute ass one and the noise it makes?
Oh, yes. I don't remember the noise it makes. I gotta find that in the link. I know he literally wrote it out. Like,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
find that and pin it or something. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I need chat to roll me. Exclamation point D8, please. Rolled an 8. Rolled the proper 8. Marty, the cover of every paperback smut novel. Okay. The party traveling now towards Riv. Just outside of it, I need you guys to now discuss, as I said, exactly what your plans are as far as how you want to deal with Riv. You can do that off table or on table as well, if you'd like. Your choice.
Do we want to stay within Riv, or do we want to just, stay right on the outskirts of the town, and if we need to go in, we can, but we don't have to stay?
I would say stay on the outskirt. If we need to get supplies for the horses, I have good berry we can fatten them up with.
What is it like for, I don't know, how would they take to someone like me? Is it obvious? It's like,
I think Bree has something covered for you, right?
Yeah, Aurelia and I are going to turn you into a girl.
But I'm not worried about him, to be honest. I'm gonna shoot everyone like a look.
He's pretty human, to be honest. What if is this the town that we want to drop him off at? Seems to be some distance away from...
He's coming with us to see Kalandra.
But right at this point...
I'll be honest, I don't want to... I mean, you lot are great, but I'm not trying to spend all my days traveling. I'm not cut out for that. I'm not sure what I'm cut out for, but I want to find it.
We're trying to get you to Wafton, and I think we might be able to help you there.
Wafton, where's that? How far?
It's about a week away.
The middle of bumfuck nowhere, let me tell you.
It's a great party city. But
he's gonna...
If we go into this town, Cole is the only person that might not have their face everywhere.
Right.
Precisely. And what do you know of yourself, even?
I don't know much of anything. Sometimes I get these dreams, I think. I don't know. No, I think they might be memories. I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
I think my name is Hansen. There's a person that calls out to me. a woman, beautiful. She calls out to me. She tells me to hurry and to leave the things. And then she screams. And last thing she says is, Hanson, run. And that's where I wake up.
You want to say?
As he's talking, I want to look for a place where we could sleep for the night, right outside Riv, like just like an offshoot road that we can hide within the trees, not be bothered.
So you're not trying to go into actual Riv, you're talking about like camping outside of outside of Riv itself. Yeah.
I think with the conversations we can deduce that we don't want to, like with everything coming up, like it's just avoid.
Even if this guy wasn't with us, I think we'd still want to stay outside.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, if we need to top up on anything, we'll still. Aurelia and I have been planning this, so we're just going to work on.
If anybody's gonna go into town, it'll be you two.
Is there anything
Aurelia and Bree.
you guys need?
Is this
well,
what? Is this non-comedogenic? I'm kidding.
if you guys want to try to see about getting some potions, because we could use those. Herondine didn't provide any there. I mean, I don't know if that's like a common thing to be honest, to purchase. So an alchemy store or
looking here in Riv, it seems like one of those that's not super big, but it does have a very chances are high / witchy vibes little shop that is kind of on the near outskirts of town. It's actually almost like a tent setup, mostly. And from what you gather, looking at it, it even seems to have like what is an Autobot's form of a caravan / into a like temporary permanent home for a little bit. It's where they take that caravan down and then set up the tent itself. No,
I wanna go.
Yeah,
you can go.
Mm-hmm. Can I have all of your monies if you're not going to come?
Yeah.
In case there's stuff, I don't know how much it will be, but if you're not going to go.
Rowan's gonna give her his pouch.
Okay. Based on
I'll
prices, if there,
shoot
so
you
we
then.
can expedite it.
Mhm.
If there's something y'all want or I think is manageable, we'll take care of it. Okay, D. All right.
Yeah, all right, Dan.
All right.
I mean, unless somebody wants to front me 200 gold, but I need something, but I can wait on it.
What do you need? What would have been communicated to your most excellent cousin?
I need a gold inlaid vial worth at least 400 gold, and I have 202 gold.
Gold inlay vial. That sounds more like a thing that would be at a bigger city or closer. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
But that is if you want to front me 200 gold.
Yeah, I've bankrolled you guys before. It's cool.
I can go with you guys as well if you'd want.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll get the camp set up here, and you guys go do your thing.
Gorm would still probably finish the conversation with Hanson. Just in the sense of, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to speak for the party here, but he would say, we just want to help you. We understand that this is an interesting situation you'll find yourself in, but we'll respect your decision. Though, we certainly won't guarantee you'll find anything, let alone safety, on your own.
I suppose I'll get a vibe of the town and see what's in store for me, I guess. Make sure that they're not gonna freak out at the sight of me, I guess, but kind of like looks at his reflection, and I presume is the mirror that you're holding up. I mean, they've done a number on me, I guess, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. At least maybe to get me walking around there, I guess. Appreciate it. I'll go with you, I suppose, in your shopping and see how it fares for us. See if it will be a good place to at least maybe starting over, I guess.
Olsen, I rolled a 16 in survival.
I'm sorry, I actually didn't hear. What was it this for?
Just like we usually had done. The camp, just setting up for camp and finding a good spot.
It's where you are able to choose is this decently craggy spot, kind of northwest of Riv itself. From that vantage point, you are obscured from town, but it doesn't take much for you to kind of like peek through some of those craggy rocks to see into Riv itself and kind of get like through the trees, a good look at it. There were some little foot trails that don't seem like they're all that often traveled pretty nearby, but it seems like just general like trapping, hunting trails. The village itself, Riv, is very, very much a river fishing town. It seems like it does a lot of the different like farmlands and other machine work with the water wheels that flow through the river alongside it.
As we approach, I'm going to point to Asher and Karun because I think they're getting ready to leave. Once we get set up, we can kind of keep a watch on them as they go in. This is perfect. And pointing down to the vantage point.
I was not going to go into town. I was going to help set up camp, but...
Oh yeah, I figured. That's why I'm just showing you this is where we're going to look over into the town.
Perfect.
And I'm going to... Go ahead.
No, you can finish what you were going to say.
He was just going to get off the horse and...
Karam was just going to ask, good berry or bland food tonight?
We got my mom's ale and bread.
Right.
It's a hell of a lot better than either of those.
I don't know about you guys. I have about 10 of those still.
I still have a significant batch from the first time.
You guys all should have gotten 5 more before we left.
No, I can not make it to the best of Lady Ella, but she did give me the recipe before I left as well.
Perfect.
So I can make more if we get the recipes, ingredients.
Perfect. Be nice to have Mom's cooking when I'm not there.
Before Hanson leaves, after what he was talking to Karun about, Asher's just going to look at him and be like, I know it's completely your choice, but there's a lot of your people, Zehathians, that were, for lack of a better word, cursed. We might be able to help if you trust us and come with us. Just keep that in mind. You could save yourself along with a lot of other people.
Save myself? How? What do you mean? What could be done?
I don't know. We're going to meet a very powerful priestess, house mother. I don't know if you guys have Temple of the Light or anything like that, but I've seen her work miracles.
a proper healer.
And you could be saving an entire people. Whatever happened to you all? It seems you've been giving another chance at life. And we can't allow you to be pushed down.
For clarification, have we already left or are we still around?
I would say if you guys want to be, you can still be around when you haven't. This was like setting up camp, so if you want to be still around, you can do that, and then we'll jump over to you guys heading down into town to go. Just from what you could see, that that which caravan tent is just on the skirts of the town. It looks like it's been there for like for a decent while, because it's lived in enough that it's not like they just parked it there for just a little bit, or that they had just parked it. So it seems like they've been there maybe at least 2 weeks or so, like where it's just lived in enough that there's some like common walk paths where that their trails have lived in a little bit.
So, hi, weird one here. We've come across a lot of things, and we've been able to help people who have been in a similar sort of state as you. So I would say if you just are patient and stick with us, we may be able to figure out what could work for you. And potentially, if it works for you, help a lot more people.
I suppose I would like to maybe get my memory back and feel normal. I don't even know what normal feels like, but something in me knows that it's not this. It's something different.
Yeah, I would say it's different from what we've come across, but maybe there's similarities. It could be a branch. Who knows? But we're here. We're here to help.
Appreciate it again.
Hanson, you've spoken of having memory loss. In the past, a favorite meal in the tribe has tend to brought back memories. Can you think of a meal that would possibly spike some remembrance I could make for you?
There was, I don't remember what it was, but there's a smell. The smell in the house that day. That dream is so vivid. It's in a glass. It's like she made it, the girl, the woman. I don't even know her name, but I think she was mine, like my wife, maybe.
Right. Describe the smell. Sweet, sour.
Both. It's like a casserole. It was made with love. I remember that smell. It was there. I remember it was happy. before she screamed and they came in and done what they done.
You have a collar. Color of the casserole.
It was, yellow and white. I mean, it was mostly potatoes and cheese and she would actually put some little bits of bacon in it as well. It's good. It was a good meal. I think it was my favorite. Feels happy, feels like a favorite.
I'll grab the recipe. I'll see what I can do when I go into town. I'll grab the ingredients. See if it helps. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Didn't think I would ever find anybody that would treat me well. Here, not since I've come back too. So, can't say it's enough. I appreciate you all. Okay, if you guys would like.
You're lucky.
Go ahead.
And with that, all Asher's going to say is, well, you're lucky that somebody may have given us a heads up about the situation beforehand. And he's just going to kind of, like, wink over at the group. And, yeah, that's it.
Okay, who is going down into the town?
Aurelia? What if we brought our new friend with us?
I think that's a great.
A little girls trip, you know? Yeah. Unless anyone else wants to come? Have some girl time?
Well, you know me.
Oh yeah. I know you love your girl time, Marty. So
I have a taste for shopping and things, so
you do have a taste.
Martin, try to keep
it
your
is
hood
acquired.
down.
Yeah, and green-eyed.
Well, you never know. You might find a green-eyed beauty down there. Always possible.
Though I wouldn't want to intrude, I would to go as well.
Yes. Do we have an extra week? I'm kidding. I just that would not help. You're way too tall.
I would need the makeup to cover all this as well.
I would never put makeup on you. You're beautiful.
Stop it.
You're gonna see him kind of start to blush a little bit.
Okay,
Orcs
let's
don't get called beautiful very often.
let's go. I'm so excited.
So, traveling down into the village itself, again, very much just mostly a riverside fishing village. That's the focus of it. The focus of most of the commercial activity is in regards to the river itself. Hence, Riv. How original. Literally means river.
Big brain name.
It is a very real based name. But with that tent area that you see, with the kind of set up caravan, the cloth that makes it up is a very decorated cloth that is this very almost lavender color. And with that lavender, it has these accents of a speckled gold as part of the trim. And along that as well, there is this this design of two figures almost in a dance. One kind of towers over the other, and this kind of from what you can tell by like the way that the tapestry is segmented in this kind of like knightly way, and this other one with this kind of mysterious and evocative hood, and this tapestry is embroidered so elegantly in this way to show off this design, this kind of branding for this traveling group here. And you do see that it does seem to be somewhat of a traveling group. At this point, what you see is two individuals, one of them in these very almost designedly torn cloak. It has these very almost intentional slits on the sides of the arm, and in those slits there are just these pockets of flowers that form these almost pauldrons out the sides of this, where the flowers very elegantly sit out of this. The hood is just lightly on the back of this woman's head, and you see these long ears that poke out from the side. Just enough for those ears to show that the hood is back far enough. She has this intentionally kind of knotted hair, borderline dreads, but one side of her head shaved and then tattooed with more of these like very beautiful floral patterns. And then this cloak that just kind of drapes down like a shawl, different little slits like that intentionally, where there's just these little flowers that jut out of it from this very seemingly just wood elven lady. The other figure is a rather tall man, quite handsome. I mean, both of them are just fucking stunning to look at, but he is partially in armor, and he has just a brigandine of a very just juxtaposed against her coloration and the flower work. His is just a very simple black brigandine with studs along it, and he has the metal pauldrons that show. Stands about 6'4". He's a rather large guy. Very well kept dark beard, and then his hair kept up in a ponytail, all long alongside that. And he does have just one nose pierce on the left side, just a ring that sits there, a sword at his side. Seems to be nicely crafted, long. In their shop, there's a few little things that are set out, different herbs and different medicinal items, such like that. It does appear that there's even actually health potions that they have just generically set, or just generally spread about. Other different potions and different gems, and these very nicely crafted tapestries that are the work of those is just as good as what is done on their tent formation. The elven lady seems to be kind of like weaving some fabrics at this time, and she kind of like notices as the party makes their way in, but more so towards them, and she kind of perks up and smiles as she kind of continues to work at the wheel to weave this tapestry.
Well, I know those ears from anywhere.
They're hard to hide.
What are you
What
working
brings... I'm just simply making the quilt. There's a little child around here somewhere. You might see her. She's... Free spirit can't be tamed, but she has... Not quite like ours, but... longer ears nonetheless.
on? Longer?
Well, she's not full elf. She kind of glances over at the man who seems to be kind of like, he has this like kind of a miniature anvil set out. He's like working out some kinks on his armor, or a piece of his armor.
What kind is he?
What?
What kind of elf is he?
He's human.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, as I described, yeah, he's just human. He has a beard too as well.
Well, we're just passing through, and I could not resist seeing someone else be super foresty, and I had to come check out your shop.
Well, you're welcome to have a look. There are... She kind of like gets a vibe check of you guys. Other items that are not all displayed. If there's anything that you're looking for, I can search my bags.
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
At noticing her not human, Cole would let down his hood and kind of come closer. Possibly, I don't know how short the tent is. Maybe he'd kneel down or kind of Indian sit to look at everything and just admire what she has and kind of listen to her conversation with Bree.
There's different trinkets and crafts. Some of them are made with different like twigs and sticks and different like crystal formations where they're just carved out and then decorated and adorned with these like mosses, and it's like these whole environmentscapes that are like ecosystems that are developed on the like these amethyst like rocks and crystals and stuff, where these kind of crafts, and then each of them has this kind of like basin in the middle where it forms this like bowl, as if like it's all of this is just this decorated there's a term for that. What are those things that's like a landscape, like a little landscape, a miniature
Like
landscape
a
thing.
diorama.
Diorama, yes, a diorama. Yes, so it seems like they're those, but there actually are a bowl, but it doesn't seem like it would be a bowl that you would like normally like eat out of. It seems like there's just because there's just not enough space, but it's just like a place where like a little bit of water can collect.
Do any of them look more special than the others?
They all look unique, so they're all very much special. Yeah.
Are there any like potions on display?
So alongside each of those, there seems to be a potion that somewhat matches that adornment in that diorama. So like where there's like a yellow quartz and then these different like yellow mosses and yellow flowers that are sprinkled alongside this, and the water within it is this very clear water. These potions match that same kind of in these very nice crystal vials as well. Also kind of like a terrarium as well, like that. Yeah, it's like a mix of that. It's like a diorama slash terrarium, yeah, in each of these.
Okay.
We're looking for health potions, yes? Anything
good
else?
shit in the bag.
And good shit.
Yes, the best shit.
Well, you're gonna find it in there. The man, as he's kind of working out this metal, she just kind of like looks up and smiles. We do have health potions. Those are very useful items. Magical in their own way. They are a collection system. If you use them to collect, well, different sorts of water for each one. Some rainwaters, some cave waters, some running waters, some putrid and stagnant waters, and some even tears. And with enough time left in those little pools, begun to take some of those effects, such like a potion.
You know, we've come across some weird water, haven't we, Cole? Like when, yeah. Like
Very, very cold water.
So does each terrarium say what effect it has?
There is kind of like a list of them, and it's like it describes all the different ingredients that are in those like those terrariums. But yes, essentially it describes which potion. There is even one that does create health potions from those.
Which one creates health potions? Are you able to just tell us very quickly what each potion creates from the terrarium?
If there's something specifically that you're looking for, otherwise I don't want to go through just a bunch of potions.
Okay, so like anything that we imagine, basically.
But
so it's more so that like if you can, if you want to ask if there is one that does such a thing, but there are at least a dozen of these different terrariums that are set up, and one of them specifically is one that would procure health potions.
Okay, but what about the tears one?
The tears one is some people find it useful, but it has a way of controlling the motions. More so, depending on the concentration of it, can control people altogether. So there is an element of it that is good, and there is an element of it that, taken in too strong a potion or too strong a dose, is more efficacious than usual.
Your terrariums, how much are they per bowl?
Depends on the effect. The one that it creates the health potions can do so in about a week. It will create the potion as it brews in there. With that one, it only requires the liquid squeezed from different plants. It is not hard to come by. It is not too particular. It just needs to be strained from different flowers and plants. And from that water, 7 months left to fester. Thus you have a health potion. this very unique technique. It is mostly proprietary. I discovered it, well, not I discovered it, but it has been passed along in my family for generations.
Well, we have someone who's very good at making healing. What kind of herbs do you have? Or is it all in the terrarium?
What exactly are you asking for specifically?
I'm asking if there's any weird, funky herbs that can't get anywhere else.
It does seem like they've got stuff from all over where they've traveled. There are some different ones that you don't necessarily know what they're used for, but for like different creations, some of them seem like they are specific to what they're trying to create with their little terrariums. But there are different things that you haven't necessarily seen, not in your travels. But I mean, it's not saying a whole lot because every day that you travel, you could essentially see something new if you just hadn't paid attention. So like to the degree that they're rare or just like localized to the different travel areas, if that makes sense.
Okay. And their extra, she mentioned back item stuff, like the good shit.
So if you are looking for the good shit, is there anything that you are particularly looking for? Oh, and the terrariums, each, generally the starting price, the baseline for like the health potion creation one is 400 gold.
Wow. Okay.
I heard rumors. I've read in books. I have to ask. There's a jug that it can create ingredients inside. From water to acid to mayonnaise. Do you have anything of that sort in the back?
I wish that would be very handy for obtaining the different types of waters that we need for the different terrariums. That would be very useful. She looks over at the man and he stops, looks over at her. I'll find you one. And then he keeps clinking, then continues to clink at the anvil.
My other needs would be for spices that are hard to find for ingredients. Flowers and cloves, pig's feet, blood.
I have some that, if you've ever experienced or come across in your travels, where the essence of the dust of deliciousness comes from, there's an herb that is harvested from. In its raw, unkempt state, it can be dangerous for one, but it is desirable for reasons. But you become very susceptible to suggestion and lose lots of inhibition when you are partaking in such herbs, but it is delicious.
Where or how much is this herb?
The herb, as far as a bundle for, I suppose that could last you for a good while. It doesn't take much. It is only 5 gold for a bundle that would last you for a long time.
I'll take some.
She like puts her hand over it, hovers over it, this kind of like pink bulbous herb. I must warn you, very dangerous. It's easy to become addicted to something as sweet as this. A little goes a very long way. Moderation in this.
Well, you know, a little goes a long way with quite a few things we have. Why don't I show you some herbs? Let's chit chat a bit. So, here I have some like rose seeds. There's a having. Do you know if they have any special abilities?
Which seeds are you showing?
There's a half the seeds, the rose ones.
Oh.
I have Dom's. I have a big clusterfuck still.
Yeah. That was her reaction to it. Like as she sees the seed, she takes. May I?
Yeah.
These. Well, there's the history with them. She pulls out this little crystal, and you see she looks at it through the crystal, and kind of rotates the crystal to the different angles and shines different light on it. They used to be very rampant in all of Tervernia, a symbol of unity between Eswind and Zehath. That was so long ago. When it became so human dominant, she lunges that out towards him. He stops hammering once again. Then continues. And that division happened. It was almost like a grand fuck you. The plant began to die in all of Eswind. At the time, it was Eswind who wanted to divide. It was Eswind who did not want peace. At that time, they lashed out with excuse, as if to say that this war is what we need. And many bought it. But the gods did not buy it. And thus, everywhere, and as wind, the flower began to wilt. This was at the time of the creation of this prophecy. Part of that prophecy was that there would be one who would plant it again. The one destined to unify the countries. A good king. He would plant this seed. And once again, as a symbol of what is to come, the flower would take hold in Eswind and grow again. Overcome all of the environments there. The only true power in this flower is what it stands for. It does have some healing qualities as well. Minor compared to what most use for healing salves these days, but it is specific. It heals infection mostly. Symbolic as well, the infection of hatred that has plagued these two warring countries for so long. And here it is. You're no king.
No, I don't put any stock in prophecy, not anymore. It's let me down already.
How? She leans in. She turns the crystal towards you, and you see her big eyeball as she looks at you.
Well, once upon a time, I knew a very great man. And he is very dead. So, fuck prophecy.
There's more to that than that. He's very dead. But here, look at the hold he has over you.
He's not the hold anymore. He just has a seat in my heart.
Let me ask you this. This great man, friend, would he want you to say fuck the prophecy? Or would he want that prophecy to be fulfilled? It's a good prophecy if the outcome is as it is suggested.
Or it's just a kind of like a cloying potion. You just take it to be numb and just do what some greater thing wants you to do. I mean, I don't really take stock in joining the bandwagon anymore. I tried it, not a fan. I tried to get on board, but you know, I have some other interesting things besides these seats.
Such as?
I have this purple mushroom.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yes. I got it down.
Do I need to tell you what that does, or
no? I invented a recipe and put it in. And oh my gosh, I could tell you the recipe. Let me tell you, you would have a great time. But I also have this other mushroom, and she pulls out the corpse mushroom.
This very rare. How did you acquire this?
Down south.
Well, this can grow much anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but
Not anywhere.
obviously you probably know where it had grown. Yes, a very complex mushroom that is. This specific use most of the time. Again, some healing qualities, but more so for curses and blights.
Yes. Interesting curses and blights. And you mentioned the Zehet Rose is good for kind of healing infections. What if blights are kind of like an infection, no?
They
The
are.
way they spread.
They are. Similar in their own rights. I've never heard of any combination of these two. What would you use it for? I can understand how those chemical properties might combine in such a way for something like that, but it would be something that is not only a curse and an infection and a blight.
What have you heard on the wind?
I try not to listen to all that is sent on the wind. I prefer to listen to what is settled in the earth.
What does the earth tell you?
The earth tells me that it has been speaking since the beginning, and that in that speaking and whispering, some things have been set up and since the foundation of the ground itself. But I suppose that is only effective or I suppose you can only buy into that if you believe in a certain degree of prophecy. To each their own. It has not led me led me astray thus far.
Mm.
There's
I
powerful
believe-
magics within Aelos itself.
I believe in the life cycles and what the earth has to say. There is a sickness in our world. And I am researching ways to heal it.
Do you know
What?
that a part of that prophecy, if you don't believe it, then why would you try to do such a thing?
I am
A
not
sickness
trying-
that is a part of what would be healed. There were kings long ago.
Oh, you.
Kings long ago that sought to store up the flower when it went missing. And it was the gods, their tricksy ways, the way they like to play these prophecies and these things. They stored up every white flower that they could, hoping that it was the one. So that when that time came, they could be the king that brought forth that good. Not many people know of this now, but the kings of Zehath and Eswind, each of them have their stores of all the white flowers. The gods in their tricksy ways, they turned it is actually the Valdorian flower, is what it was called. They turned it from white during that time, and it would remain red until the time that the king was born. Have you sprouted this?
No.
Do you know what it looks like sprouted?
I do not know.
Would you mind? Curiosity here.
Okay. Yes, one. We'll do one.
She pulls some dirt from the ground and just gently tucks the seed in, and then with some druid craft, it ploops out of the ground. And with that, as we have seen before, at least some, as they have witnessed, as it sprouts and forms that somewhat familiar rose-like form, white with the veins of red that accent that flower, formerly known as the Zehath flower, now correctly labeled the Valdorian flower. Up until, well, I've been a while since I've been in Zehath, but the last time I was in Zehath, these were still red.
So let's say that the prophesized king died.
What do you know?
I know that there was a proclamation when I was visiting Kinghaven, and some child walks out on the balcony and talks about unifying two nations. And then Kinghaven exploded in an uproar. The king is dead, the child is dead, and the queen takes power. So,
something about the ground. Aelos. That the dirt never forgets. Blood will cry out from the stones. Think of all that is powerful in this world. Even us, we need minerals, stones. That, where does that come from? It comes from the earth as well. She now looking at him, working out some kinks and a sword. Steel. All of these things that are powerful in their own way.
do kings need to be men? Maybe they just got it wrong.
There is always an element of prophecy that is obscured by our current view of things. That is what makes it so exciting. That is what makes it so timeless, because it is, well, I suppose if it is something that throughout time is always being reinterpreted, then ultimately it is cyclical and it never actually comes true. But it is said very specifically that this is one that will happen only once. Signs are there. She gestures at the flower in her hand and kind of offers you the dirt. You've been a part of things. Big things.
Of course.
And yet you
And-
doubt so much.
Always. That's my role. Okay, so shop-wise, the terrariums that stand out after looking at them are the tears, the yellow one, and the healing one.
Are the tears those two? So if there's any other, like, if you can think of a potion that you would be interested in, it may exist in that way. So if you know of any different types of potions that you would mayhaps like to be able to procure, it may be possibly in the list of these.
So, and
I just
then
don't
for
know all
the
the
items,
potions that exist. So I'm
right,
just
right.
saying,
No, I know. I'm just trying to expedite this part so we're just not like confused role playing. For the stuff in the back, are you essentially telling us?
She said
hey,
stuff
there's
in the
something-
bag, and she was pointing
Bag.
over to a sack that it's
Oh.
actually it would presumably is a bag of holding of some sort.
Oh, okay. So is this another situation where it's like, hey, kidlets, if you want it, let's talk about it. Know what it is. Might be in the bag, or do you have stuff in the bag?
I have some stuff, but I don't like to go down a list
Exactly.
of things that if you're just like, if you know what you specifically want, then that's, yeah.
We can do that per
And also, what is
off-stream
like
then, I
your
think.
budget right now? What's your budget right now? 'Cause I don't just like name things that you can't afford as well. So I don't even know how much gold you guys have.
right now. So
You have everybody's gold.
I have everybody's gold. So personally, I have over 400 gold in my own accounts, and yeah, so we can do this per off stream, I guess. The shopping stuff.
Okay, that's also possible too. If we want to do that.
Because I think we'd also need time to like research, you know.
Yeah. So there are a part of different things. If anything, just like right now strikes your fancy, there are the Ioun stones. There are a few of the different ones of those.
Raise your hands if it sounds good, guys.
There are different rods that have magical properties. Not much in the way of weapons and armor, even though like he seems to be just like a basic maintenance blacksmith, and so a lot of what they do is just like they're kind of jacks of all trades, and they just like live off the land kind of thing. There is a bunch of different other trinkets, some kind of random things. There are goggles that have like kind of a crystalline effect. So there's those. Again, different rods. The terrariums themselves. Other seemingly magical gems. Rings, amulets, a few different trinkets in those regards. Other witchy things.
Okay, witchy things, and how much are their goggles?
Let me see the goggies. My list doesn't have prices.
Oh, okay. Again, we can do that per off stream. It's okay.
The main thing is, if you're able to spot me 200 gold, I can get that inlaid gold vial.
Yeah.
You can get the what?
Down.
I just need an inlaid gold vial worth 400 gold.
That you may acquire. Easy enough. Okay. They have different.
So deduct 200 gold.
Yeah.
The witchy things. You don't have to worry about price. We'll do this off stream. I don't want to tank airtime.
Do you have anything in that bag that is able to communicate with people from far distances away?
Only sending stones that are attached to each other, tethered in that way. So if you give it to them, you may communicate in that way. But even then, those have different charges that you can use within a day. Depending on the size of the stone, up to 3 times a day.
And how much are those?
Ha 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 ha. Looking for prices. Ha 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 ha. Shopping. Da 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 da.
I guess we can do that off screen too. I guess that's fine.
That depending on the size of the stone, up to 200. If you want the smallest one, you want to be able to do it once a day, is 100 gold.
And 200, I'm just guessing, is 2 times a day.
200 is the 300 times. Sorry, 300 times a day.
Whoa.
The 3 times is 200 gold. Yes.
I believe I will take that. I believe I will take that sending stone off of you, please.
And just to be clear, just so you understand it, it's 2 stones that go to each other.
Yes.
And they can only communicate with each other. Yep.
Walkie-talkies.
Yep.
The other, yes, walkie-talkies, essentially.
Yep. Basically what David has, right?
Three-way,
As I'm understanding.
So his is a form of that inlaid magically within a necklace, so it's like enhanced in that way to be a smaller stone with like stronger power than it should for its size. But essentially,
Okay.
In a way.
Okay, cool. Perfect. That's great. He will take that and then the herb or the bulb.
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
Which can you check your DMs very quickly?
Yes. Let me do that. Holy fuck. Wait, hold on. Really quickly? What do you mean? I honestly can't even interpret what you wrote, so I'm going to skip past that and we're going to get to that off screen because I honestly don't even know what you're trying to say. It's not English. Not in my panicked reading of it right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, anyway.
Okay, so we'll deal with the actual base shopping off, and then we can all talk about what people want because we weren't prepared for shopping.
Shopping. It's you buy the things and then important RP.
I want. I'm gonna buy a terrarium. Because I'm thinking
the healing one or else.
I think the healing one because I'm still on my bender of reconstitute. So I'm gonna buy the healing terrarium. Even though I kind of feel like tears is a better option. But I think...
So I will give you the tears one, depending on how long you let it simmer, it starts to do different effects. The earliest simmer gives you a calm emotions potion, kind of like the teas that you've had. The longer you let it simmer, it starts to become, I guess, controlling effects. So it becomes kind of like a suggestion. And then the like if you really let it stew, it becomes a what is it? Control monster? Is that what it's called?
Oh, I already know how to do all those. So I think the healing one. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, it becomes basically a potion of mind control. Is what it becomes.
Okay, so I'm thinking. Gonna do the healing one, and if there's any additionals or changes, we'll do that off stream. But for sure, right now, we are going to take the terrarium, the ascending stones. We got stuff. Had great chit chat.
Yes, with that. So as you guys kind of go through all that, and then you finally begin to take your leave, you see that little half-elf girl finally like scurry over, and she's got like a dirty dress that she's been just like exploring the town and exploring everything, and then she comes runs up to the mom and she scoops her up and kind of like twirls her as she like to like carry that momentum away, carries her, and she's like, where have you been, what have you got into? And with that and the girl just kind of like goes on,
I played a bunch of games with these boys, and I beat them all in it because they weren't very good. Honestly, they weren't really smart. So I basically just tricked them all, and look!
She holds up a bunch of coins that she has, just mostly just copper, but holds up a bunch of coins. Now, sweetie, what did I tell you about using your abilities on the common folk?
Well, they just,
She holds up the money. Yes, that is wonderful, sweetie. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. And you, turns her attention to you. It's never too late to hope again. To believe. Don't shut yourself off to the signs.
I'll take it under advisement.
Take care. They get back to their own business, and you guys, unless there's anything else that you would like to do within the town.
Super quickly, just not to waste a bunch of time on it. Cole would actually like to go to like a where they send letters to people, a post office of sorts, and basically, he would like to pay extra money to have them send a package of one of the sending stones, and he wants it to be discreet. To two coordinates of like not disclosed, and like basically how much ever he needs to pay to do this, and he wants to send.
So remember, if the part of the mailing system is you can have, if you have an item that has essentially the scent of somebody, they can send it to them, or like you have something that is like actually belongs to somebody. So if you're trying to like send that to, they have those that can hunt them down in that way.
Okay, yeah. He'll do that. He will have.
I would just say, I would say essentially you would have something that's significant. It has to be like a significant enough piece of somebody, like their scent and such, for that to be, for that to work. It's almost a the owls that they use for that are almost a magical sense, because anybody who's ever received one of these knows that it also has to be consensual as well. So like it will not go to you unless they're called mind's eye owls. They are an owl with 3 eyes, but they are able to essentially link to you telepathically, and then so it's expensive, but it is a thing. And also, so once they link to you telepathically through that like scent thing, and then you essentially give consent for it to come find you, it will deliver to you. But that is expensive to do, especially like a weight package as well.
How expensive are we talking?
That is 50 gold.
50
gold. Yep.
Hello. Okay. Well, I have 32 on me. I think Cole would ask Marty for a loan. But I don't know if he will play that because we spent a lot of time.
Of course I got you. It's nothing. Is this for Xander or Elwyn?
Elwyn. I'd like to know how the tribe is doing.
Of course. So he spotted.
Thank you.
Okay, so he sets all that up, and I'm imagining he has to have something of Elwyn to keep a memory of him, whether that'd be something, I don't know, trinket of sorts, but he would hand that to the owl. Hopefully Elwyn's smart enough to understand what's happening and send it up.
Yep, easy enough. And so you guys headed back to the rest of the group. That owl takes flight after some time. It'll probably take a good while for it to finally get over there, but okay.
Get out of here, creature.
Back to the party. Do you guys want to take a quick break, or do you want to go through it? Because we can just do you want to just do like a quick 5 instead of like the full actual recap? Because I want to kind of keep keep going. So we're just gonna take a quick 5, everybody, and then we'll get right back to it. So I'm just gonna play the countdown start. That'll give us roughly 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll be right back. Love you guys. Stick around. Thanks for joining. Kermit, thank you for the 100 bits. Appreciate you. We'll be right back. We're just gonna